What's up, Dolphin fam? You're going to follow me along today on the Fins Commute. We're going to talk about some Quinn Ewers standing out to his preseason's intentions. He's lighting it up. Quarterback room is hot. Let's see what's going down with all the injuries. And let's get into it. So if you're not subscribed yet, hit that like button now and let's roll. First up, devastating news, right? Kader Kohou out for the season with the ACL. Added to the list of injuries already. It's just a Dolphin thing. If you're a Dolphin fan, you know half your roster is going to be hurt by the end of preseason, but definitely by the end of the year. Mike McDaniel said it, he was playing the best football of his career before it happened. Just adding insult to injury. No pun intended. Entire secondary is gone. Jalen Ramsey got traded. Artie Burns is hurt as well. Who's going to be left back there covering receivers? That'd be Minkah Fitzpatrick versus the world at this point. We'll see what happens there. With Kadu, Artie Burns out, Dolphin sign, Jack Jones, Mike Hilton, a couple of veteran signings. Hopefully they play well enough to get us through. On the positive side, maybe our quarterbacks just light it up well enough that we'll just outscore everyone. Maybe it'll be the Fins from a couple years ago where we were just scoring 40 points every game. That being said, Tua, they're reporting he hasn't thrown an interception yet. All training camp. Take that with a grain of salt because we just talked about how there's no secondary left. So is anyone gonna make an interception? Is there anyone there to make an interception? So that's kind of funny that they're hyped up about that. But yeah, I hope Tua has a great season, and hopefully, we're throwing the ball more than 5 yards and making some ground. In quarterback news, Quinn Ewers is just tearing it up. This might be a steal, guys. I know a lot of people thought, the ceiling for a round 7 pick was pretty good. That Ewers 7th round pick, that the potential was there for him to stand out and make a difference. I think we're definitely going to have a quality backup that we've been asking for quite a while. So many question marks if Tua can play a whole season. And if we can have a guy that can go in there and throw the ball, learn the system, it's going to be huge. And who knows? Maybe he'll eventually be the starter for us. I think everyone kind of hopes that we just keep getting better, and then maybe Quinn will be the next best guy. I think we all know that Zach Wilson is not. Apparently, Zach Wilson made a couple good throws, but Quinn is outpacing him. I think we'll definitely see in some preseason games how these guys look. I'm so excited for that. And speaking of that, Tua wants to play in preseason games. It's reported he wants to be a healthy vocal leader this year, and he wants to play in the preseason to get the reps in. I'm for that. He's sat so much, he needs those reps. Honestly, everyone on the team played so badly last year that they need the reps. They need to be in there playing. Obviously, try not to get hurt, but what else are you gonna do, right? Tua said that he's not even above prepping for preseason games. So I think he's in it to win. I think he knows with Quinn as a backup, he's feeling some pressure that he has to perform, or he might be a year or two away from Dolphins moving on from him, quite honestly. So we'll see. Another bright star is Chop Robinson. He is looking like a starter. I think having him on the edge, it's going to be good. I think this might be the one draft pick. Hopefully, things will change, but hopefully this is the one draft pick they got right, and he ends up being a great starter. Kenneth Grant, rookie, big guy. He's shown stuff in some runs, showing his power. Cam Smith, wearing a leg sleeve still, so might be battling some injury there, but still getting first team reps. Hope that he can be a productive player. Apparently he's not intercepting Tua at practice though, so you're throwing against your defense, so who's good and who's bad. Willie Gay Jr. though, he got a sack in. He's looking good. There's some juice, even though there's injuries on that defense. We'll have to see. Go to the tight end room. It's tough. Darren Waller, is he going to be good? Honestly, that was a reach of a pick. Guy's been retired, sitting on the couch. Hard to say what you're going to get out of him. But apparently they visited Noah Fant. So we'll see what happens there. So some things to watch out for, right? Coming up, can Ewers continue to dominate? Will he knock out Zach Wilson? Be a solid number 2? Can we build him to be maybe our potential number 1? But obviously, we gotta wait and see. But we'll see him during preseason. We'll see how he goes. Can Tua stay healthy? Yeah. Right? Can he make a push, solidify that number 2 spot? He's gonna get a chance during preseason. Excited to see that. Can Tua stay healthy through preseason? He's gonna play a lot. That's the question mark. That's the scare. How much are they gonna let him play? And that safety room, that secondary, there's no one there. They're desperate. Honestly, how are we going to stack up against the Bills? How are we going to stack up against the Jets? It makes me want to throw up to even say that, but honestly, who's going to be back there to guard any receiver? So let me know in the comments, what scares you most, right? Is it secondary, or is it Tua staying healthy all season? And then our quarterback situation beyond that. I think that's a toss-up. But I think that about sums it up for the Fins Commute. Thank you for coming along my journey to and from work. I appreciate y'all. Please drop a comment, like, subscribe. I'll keep working, keep making these videos, and see what happens. All right, peace.